Good afternoon, or whatever time period you find yourself in. I appreciate you tuning in. My name's Steve Ernest. I'm one of the partners at the Fortra Law Firm. I am also the Director of Litigation and Bankruptcy there. And most important to today, I am the Western Lawman. We appreciate you finding your way to my channel. Today, it's my high honor and unique pleasure to have a guest for this issue of the Campfire Chat. And Enrique has joined me today. Enrique, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
Tell us what it is you do and for whom it is you do it.
I'm the President and CEO of Servicing Pros, and we do loan servicing and fund administration for private lenders.
Okay. And for how long have you been in this industry?
It's been almost 11 years. I was an accounting major. I'm going to date myself from San Diego State back in 1986.
So your diploma, is it on an actual sheepskin or was it still stone tablets then?
Yeah, right. It was etched into a rock.
And so stone tablet. Accounting back then was done with an abacus or a slide rule?
You know what? They called it a VAT. That was the whole entire bottom floor of the San Diego State Library. It was a computer that you would, like a punch card, and we would go do financials and put it into this VAT. Like, it was crazy.
Have you ever used a slide rule?
No.
Do you know how to make it work?
No.
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 All right. So evolution happens gradually over a period of time. You've been in the industry long enough. What sort of changes have you seen that have evolved slowly?
What I've seen in the recent time is a lot of lenders who are starting to, in order to be competitive, they're going against their underwriting rules and they're going high LTVs. And I've seen now that there's more foreclosures going on, that they're reverting to the lender because of these underwriting issues that they're having. I have a couple lenders who like, man, I'm so slow, yet they want me to do things, you know, I'm normally 60% LTV, now they want me to do 90% LTV, but should I do it? I said, you know, stick to what you do. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to stick with what I do because I don't want REOs.
And do you think that is because of competitiveness in the marketplace, or do you think that's because of scarcity of customers, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. We get calls from newer lenders who are just starting and they're just hungry and they don't understand this industry, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. They're trying to think like an FHA loan, it's 3% down type of thing, instead of what hard money is or private money is. And that is making sure that you have enough equity in the property in case it goes bad, in case construction goes wrong, in case the market goes down.
But it's not your end of the business to set these parameters for your customers.
It is not my end of the business.
They're going to make those decisions on their own and come to you as they do.
Correct. Once it happens, once they do either a good underwriting or a bad underwriting, I get it. I service it. I do, if it goes bad, the late notices, the late calls, the courtesy calls before they're late, loss mitigation to the point of going to foreclosure. But at that point, it becomes, if it's going to foreclosure and they did a good job, it's going to sell.
As one of the standard bearers in the servicing industry, which I think you are, what are the differences between your lender clients who do things perhaps conservatively is the word, perhaps carefully is the word, versus the ones who are a bit more cavalier, who take more risks?
Luckily for us, we pick and choose who our lenders are going to be. Mm-hmm. Some of them, we call them cowboy lenders, but they're not really cowboy lenders. I mean, they think that they're risky.
The Western Lawman.
The Western Lawman, yeah.
That was nicely done. That was nicely done.
So they have their own set of special borrowers per se that they're willing to work with, but most of them are conservative in nature, and we don't have any that are doing high LTVs.
So the sort of day-to-day, the blocking and tackling, if you will, of a loan servicer? What is it that a loan servicer does?
We are the back office for our lenders. However, we're also protecting their brand. Good borrowers are hard to come by. A lot of our lenders do repeat business with the same borrower. And what we do is we want to make sure that that borrower's experience is good for them, because if it's bad for them, they think that we are the lender, and then the lender, they say, I don't want to deal with that lender because of that servicer.
So if the lender isn't experienced or is too busy or doesn't want to hire the staff to collect the loan, they hire you and you collect the loan.
Correct.
All right. And so every month you make sure that the borrower has made their payments, and if they don't, you're the one who establishes the accounting for the late fees and the collection costs and those kinds of things.
Correct. We're doing accounting services per se. At the same time, we're doing payment statements. And then we also, one of the things that actually works for our lenders really well is we do courtesy calls. Like the day before grace period's over, we'll call them, by the way, you haven't made your payment yet. If you don't make it by today or tomorrow, you will get a late charge.
And so one of the services, you're a servicer, one of the services you provide is you understand all the compliance guidelines and regulations so that the lender doesn't have to.
Correct.
And in a private lending environment where we are, the private lenders, they don't have a compliance office. They probably don't have a general counsel, so they don't understand those things, and they hire you to understand those things for them.
Exactly.
And then when it's time, hey, this is a non-performing asset, what sort of loss mitigation strategies do you, lender, want to allow? We've exhausted those, and you get in touch with the lender and you say, today's the day that you need to start realizing your collateral. You need to take next steps. You accomplish that with them.
So I don't do that next step as far as hiring as far as telling them who to hire. What I decided to do for our company is you choose whoever you feel comfortable with. Once you pick that person, then I will work with them on your behalf to give them what they need, whether it's to pay off demands, continuing, any loss mitigation, any conversation we've had with the borrower, anything, if it gets reinstated, get all those things done. So I still do loss mitigation work. I just don't do the foreclosure part of it.
So a foreclosure trustee, the lender is going to select, or you have some recommendations for them if they don't know anyone?
Correct.
What about collections?
We do all the collections.
You do?
Yes.
All right. So that's dialing for dollars, and what else do? You go break people's legs?
Do not do that. Nope.
Pretend these cameras aren't rolling. Do you really do that?
Look at me. I'm not going to break anybody's leg.
Well, you get someone else to break their legs for you.
Yeah.
No?
No, don't do it.
Right hand up. You don't do it.
Don't do it.
It seems like it would be effective. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not doing it.
Prospectively, you refuse, you won't do it in the future.
I'm not going to do it.
You never know what tomorrow brings. So this, that would be an unlawful business practice. That would be an unfair business practice. You can't hurt people to make them pay your bills. Have you seen anything recently that has changed the industry and established a whole laundry list of unfair or unlawful business practices?
If you're going AB 130?
Nicely done. Beautiful.
Absolutely. That's changed because what we do is business purpose loans, right? Commercial loans. And now with AB 130, now we have to do things that consumer purpose servicers do. Change the beneficiary. I don't have to do it. Now I better do it on the junior lien.
Yeah.
Notice of transfer, we do it anyway, whether it's RESPA or not. Now I'm starting to do queries on all loans that we're servicing to make sure that a payment statement goes out every single month. And if it's a BK, I'm going to send it to that attorney because I don't want ever to say, you didn't send me one statement, now it's unenforceable.
And when it comes time to issue these certifications that AB 130 is requiring, do you sign those? Does the lender sign those themselves?
I am signing them right now, if
You
I
are.
serviced it.
Okay. And that requires you to certify that everything during the life of the loan was properly serviced as well when
Correct.
it was with someone else.
I don't take servicing transfers from other servicers now because of that. If I ever had done one,
You'd have to dig into the history of the loan file and make
Correct.
sure that it was compliant all that time.
or tell the lender,
Best of luck.
best of luck, right?
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things, like under penalty of perjury, I'm not going to certify another servicer because I did not know what they did or what they did not do.
You're a very honest man. This is 2 examples of it already in 15 minutes. So if something had been serviced by a prior servicer, one of your competitors, for example, and then it came to you because the loan was sold to a different lender who uses you, you're not going to certify that the prior servicer did their job correctly.
Correct.
So how is the certification going to get filed? You're going to require the lender to certify it yourself, or you're going to require a robust historical record that you're going to review?
It'll probably have the lender sign a certification themselves, as where I am a sub-servicer, they are a master servicer, and let them sign it as a master servicer.
And if in your review you found one of these unlawful practices, like, 3 years went by, no notices, you found one of those, would you issue a certification admitting that there was an unlawful practice during the history of this loan?
If I was servicing and did that,
Yeah.
I would have to.
But if you found that there was a 3-year gap when someone else was the servicer, are you going to sign that and,
No,
send,
that's
and
why I'm
put
gonna-
it out in the world that
No.
there's an unlawful practice within this loan?
No,
I wouldn't either.
no.
If you called your attorney would tell you not to sign that certificate
Right.
as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to sign it. No,
Yeah.
no. That's the biggest thing is my fear of the AB 130 is if I'm doing my due diligence and my compliance, I'm doing everything what I consider to be perfect, and for some reason somebody put a hold on that account and it did not go out, and then we found it and like, oh no, now what? You missed one.
Your lovely wife is a friend of mine, and she and I talk about dogs pretty much every time I see her.
Oh yeah.
And she also told me something unrelated to dogs about you yesterday. She described you as an automator. She said if you find out that someone in your employ has done the same thing more than twice, you'll find a way to automate it. Tell me about your automation expertise and practice.
So what I do is our servicing platform stores all the data into SQL tables. So what I do is I find out, for instance, somebody has a junior lien on hold. So what'll happen there is I have about 50 queries on the dashboard on my computers that'll alert me there's a junior lien on hold, and or somebody reverses a payment and they haven't reposted it, or they change something, a maturity date. They do something to the loan that could cause something to go wrong, and then I'll get an alert, and then I'll say, hey, who did that? And then we'll say, wait, we still haven't finished yet. Give us a couple more minutes. So that is what I do. It's all based on SQL queries that are looking for if somebody did something to the loan, whatever they did wrong, I'll make a query for it. And I have, like I said, 50 queries that should be blank. There should be nothing. It should be just blank screen. And the minute something pops up, then I'll know.
So do you think this technology, this automation, is making our industry better or more streamlined or just more complicated? What's your opinion on that?
Back in the day, right, when I didn't have these queries, what'll happen is it'll get missed, and 6 months down the road, somebody notices it. So now we have to go back, reverse, redo, and then the account looks really messy. And it took you an hour or two to figure it out. Say that's going to foreclosure, somebody says, oh, look, you made a mistake here. Now it puts doubt in everybody's mind of, well, did you service it correctly all the way through? So my goal is to find all these potential errors, and before they becomes an error, fix them.
So as an experienced servicer in the private equity industry, What advice might you have for either a lender who is becoming involved, from extremely small to perhaps making a go of it in this business, or a lender who wants to clean up their portfolio a bit? What advice would you have for them?
Well, first of all, whenever I'm getting a new lender, or even with the lenders that I currently have, I tell them you should focus all your energies on the origination side, on your underwriting side, so that when it comes to me, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of you. If anything's going wrong, there's any red flags, the bar's canceling their ACH all of a sudden, it says, oh, I don't do ACH, I will call you as a lender. And you need a partner in the servicing side that's going to tell you the things that are happening, the red flags. We have some loans that are construction holdback loans, and they're not making payments, and all of a sudden you find out that they're waiting for a draw. The minute they get a draw, then instead of using it for construction, they go and make a payment on their loan. Mm-hmm. So those are the type of things that we're looking for to help our lenders. And so it is looking for the red flags, and I have a couple lenders that call me every single day. And not necessarily for the business part of it, they just call you, say, hey, how you doing? They're talking about life, and then it'll come up, oh, what's happening with this loan? My attorney said this about this loan. Like, what am I going to do? And then together we'll work on what I've seen in the industry, what people do, and then, but it's up to them to make that decision.
Figure out a solution.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, Enrique, I really appreciate you taking your time today and sharing your expertise with all of us. And for the viewers at home watching The Western Lawman, I appreciate your time and attention. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and look forward to you tuning in with us again. Enrique, thank you so much.
Thank you.